That's why you need to stop that shit. See? Now, you know that's live, right? You know that's live. All right. I'm just making sure you know. Don't have your attorney. Don't have your attorney and shit call and say, we want that edited out. We want that edited out.
No, sir.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, let me get the link up. Once I get the link up on Haps, then I'm going to I'll bring us in. Oh, that's wrong. What the fuck am I doing here? Let's see. Ba-bum. Bad. All right. I appreciate anybody that's going to check out this stream on Freedmen Media today. I am your loyal and humble announcer, Brother Shannon. Today is kind of different for me because I'm not just in here by myself. I got somebody rolling with me today. And we're going to talk about some things. I don't even know what the fuck we're going to talk about, but we're going to figure it out. We said we're going to try to put in at least 60 minutes. And if we can do 60 minutes, then that means I think that we exceeded our expectations. If we can't, then we can't. But I appreciate all the family that's here so far. Susan, appreciate you. Queen Cosetta from Little Rock, Arkansas, always front and center. She's like orchestra pit. So, you know, just know if she's here, she ain't buying no shit up in the rafters. She's straight down in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that's Queen Cosetta, Little Rock. We've also got some people that are going to be coming in. Susan gets here early on YouTube. Queen Cosetta, I believe, comes in through Facebook. So, you know, we've got people coming in from different angles. I'm also on another platform called Haps. I'm hoping that some of the Haps family chimes in. I tagged a ton of people on Facebook, you know, and hopefully they chime in as well. But before I get too more deep into my little runoff, I'm a little long-winded. So if you ever feel like you need to like just, you know, do the Zoom thing on me, just do the Zoom thing on me. Okay. But I want to introduce who has become a friend. She has become a friend because I think where we have to be now, because they put such a bad stigma on Black men and Black women's relationships. So, you know, they act like we can't build with each other no more, and we're pitted against each other so much out here that I am here to kill that misnomer. Okay, I'm here to kill it because they make it seem like if you're a strong Black woman, you can't be around a strong Black man, you know, and if you're a strong Black man, then you can't be around a strong Black woman, and like we really can't get along in the same. I don't understand it, you know, and I want to kill a lot of that today. I want to ask you about some of those things and things that you may have experienced, but I have with me Andrea It's not Andrea. It's Andrea Nicole Jones, and she's going to tell you where she's from in California, where she is, where she's going. But she is a journalist. She's a researcher. She's an influencer. She's a model, and she does a whole lot of stuff. I think she is a Jackie of all trades, and she might be the master of some. We'll maybe find out in this next 60 minutes. But I want to welcome her onto Freedmen Media today, Andrea Nicole Jones.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. Thank you.
We had a crowd in here. I had to make them start clapping and stuff. Yeah, we got a crowd. So
I heard that.
All right. We'll get
get into it.
I've always wanted to do that.
Right.
Quiet down. But I usually only have like 3 people, so it's really not that loud in here. So,
okay.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm doing great. Things are
good. Good.
I'm pushing. Mobbing.
I mean, you do a lot. So we're going to peel back that onion a little bit today. I've seen you in so many different frames on the book and on IG. So I really need people to know who you are, but you don't have to give them everything because we got, about 40 more minutes maybe to tell them all that. But if you had to sum up Andrea in, just a little bit, a couple paragraphs, how would you give us Andrea Nicole Jones?
Okay, like this. I'm a girl from Oakland, California, that read the autobiography of Malcolm X when I was 14. It changed my life. I was publishing by the time I was 15 in the San Jose Mercury and beyond. And I'm just a person who's curious about people, who loves her people, pro-Black all the way, loves Black men, loves my sisters, and wants to see us do better and be better. And that's my mission. My mission is to, encourage us, hustle and motivate, as Nipsey Hussle would say, hustle and motivate.
And I'm with that. And I see you doing a lot of that. Like I said, I don't really know exactly what you do. I mean, you've got so many jobs. You are a freedman, though, right? Where are your parents born at?
My father is from outside of Memphis, Tennessee, in Tipton County.
Okay.
In a town called Dixonville that was founded by my great-grandfather. Okay. And my mother is from Minnesota.
Okay.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Okay. So your people's bones are buried here. You didn't.
Oh, I'm at least an 8th to 10th generation American. I know it.
Oh, okay. I'm with it. See, that's what I'm here for. And it's not that I'm against people who are not freedmen. Right. I just like to clarify because then I know from which stance you're coming from in the conversation.
Right.
Okay. Because you could speak. Different. You could speak as an ally to freedmen, but if you're not a freedman, then you have that way out. You have that emergency exit. Whereas talking to a freedman, there ain't no way out. This is me and you in here. Yeah, so, Sister June, I appreciate you here in the chat. Let me put a couple of these because I will fall behind. I'm really bad at this. It's not like I'm so big and I have this, great production, but I get more caught up in the content and what we're talking about a lot of times, and I forget to put the comments up here, so I'd be feeling bad, and then I'll just rapid fire them. But I'm trying. I'm old with this. So it's not a situation that I don't want to have it. That I don't want to put the things up. But I just get caught up in the content. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is where we are today and what we need to do to get to that space of repair. Because I know you believe in reparations.
I do believe in it.
And I've seen that in some of your posts and things like that. And I also know that you're not for the bullshit. So, I want to ask you a couple things about a couple different organizations or things that are going on. And you to give me your opinion.
All right.
And then we can kind of go from there. So I know that you are a reparationist, and I know that you fully believe that, descendants of freedmen need to be repaired, and that we're owed that debt and it's rightful. With that being said, how does reparations play out in your mind for us? What do we need the most for reparations?
The most, I think, to me, I would say what we need the most is cash. We need cash.
Okay.
Cold hard cash, like everybody else has.
Okay. And when we get this cash, now, do we get this cash much like a stimulus check? Or do we get this cash in increments to where we can see what we can do with this first installment, see what we can do with the second installment? And basically, it keeps us from spending it all at one time. I mean, how would you break the cash part? Because I know that there's different levels for you to what we need, but cold hard cash, like you said, we need revenue because essentially many of us just don't have any cash.
Cash poor.
So how would we get that disbursement? How would you see that disbursement being handled?
Yeah. Well, I'm sticking with Yvette Carnell with what she suggested.
Okay.
Excuse me, which is, a multi-generational approach to reparations.
Sure.
As we've seen with the Native Americans.
Okay.
I would go with that. It's something long-term. We need, this is not a quick fix. This is 400 years of degradation.
Right.
1,000 years also with the Arabs, of slavery under the Arabs. We need lots of repair.
Right.
So we're talking a millennia of oppression, Holocaust, what they call.
And keep in mind, this is the first time we're together here. Keep in mind, when your devices go off and different things happen, answer that shit, because that's business. That's money. That's what we sitting here talking about. We broke. So when your phone rings, I know it's dollars calling. I mean, you got some groupies out there. I know you got some groupies, and they trying to, groupies. But if it's dollars, you be like, hold up, I got to answer this, and then we can proceed. Because I'm never going to be here to stop that money that you could be getting there. We're having a conversation. It's brother and sister. We can talk.
Right. We talking.
And just put me on pause, and then be like, okay, I'm back.
Okay, boo. But I say we need long-term repair. We need land. That goes without saying. Sure.
So now we've gotten past the cash. And I appreciate you and your endorsement of the ideologies of Yvette Carnell, because I know they flow heavily through the ideologies of Dr. William Sandy Darity. A lot of the research that came from the hashtag HD or ADOS movement came from Dr. Darity. And I want to make that clear because I particularly don't really follow the ideologies of Yvette Carnell the way I did before.
Okay.
And, here's my thing. I have no problem with eating Del Monte. What's the other fruit? It's Del Monte. Then there's the blue label.
This is not my area expertise.
Okay. See, okay. That's all right.
I gotcha.
But you know what I mean? I mean, there's lands of fruit. The shit all comes from these trees and these farms, but somebody owns the land here and they call it something else, right?
Right.
Well, I listened to Yvette for a couple years, and I learned that they got a lot of their tutelage from Dr. Darity. I mean, a lot of his research and everything is interwoven in the ADOS ideologies. Okay. So when all of that separated, I started to see, I was like, okay, so this was the fruit, but this is the root. So Dr. Darity was the root of their research. So just because I don't follow Yvette Carnell doesn't mean I don't need to be fed.
Right. Exactly.
I still need to be fed. So I glean to Dr. Darity because I know that that's where that research comes from. So I totally understand what you're saying there with the multi-generational situation. And when you got into talking about land, and I stopped you because I want to make sure now when they give us this money, we should go out and buy what? Because if we're not going to buy land, are we expecting, because there's so many acres that they stole from us.
stole.
I mean, literally stole. I mean, there's 40 million of us now, and if we all get our 40 million, or if we all get our 40 acres, they got to cough up a lot of fucking land.
They do.
And it's not going to just come in one plot. And I don't want it to come in one plot. See, I don't believe that we need to, they say, we'll give you your land. It's all in fucking North Dakota. No, motherfucker.
No.
I need my shit in Michigan.
Right.
You need your land in California.
Absolutely. All day.
I mean, how you gonna give me land so I got to go move and cultivate it? That's crazy as hell.
That's crazy.
So when you say land, where are you coming from that standpoint? Like, how are these land disbursements, or how would you want that to happen?
Well, I think there's a few ways it can be done. Like my grandfather said, there is more than one way to skin a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And there definitely is way more than one way to do this thing. And it could be done. And there aren't any excuses why it's not being done currently.
Right.
However, I would say, again, in stages. We could do it in stages. We could have a lottery. I hate to think I have to think for the Black National Caucus. That's their job.
It is. Now, and when you say lottery, like what are we
like we get land,
okay.
Wherever we are able to get land through some type of lottery, some kind of system that might be a little random, perhaps. Like I said, I hate to have to think for Congress, but
sure.
What else? I've actually been talking to a Nazi at night.
A Nazi at night. Okay.
I've been talking. I don't go out on dates every night. So I talk to this Nazi in the Appalachian Mountains sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Who I think he grows something in the mountains.
Okay.
And he gets a check from the state. Him and his community, I think they all get checks.
Really?
Oh yeah. He wasn't specific about what kind, but he gets a check. And he was saying that maybe we could divide up the nation through the states that we're already in. And he conceded California. So I said, hey, let's do it, Nazi.
I mean,
I want Cali.
I think we're owed the choice, the option to where we want land. There's got to be some type of document that gives every open plot of land. I mean, I've heard, and I don't know where he's particularly doing this at, but I guess Bill Gates is buying up all this farmland in the country.
Oh.
Which I'm not sure why it wasn't owed and why it was just free land, and how did he get dibs on it? How did he know about it before anybody else did? It's kind of weird shit.
Right.
Like
Kanye was buying a lot of land too.
Right. Kanye was buying a lot of land too. And nobody was really following up on that because they were just thinking Kanye was weird as fuck. And he's like, no, he's buying land. I mean, like, if this shit is mine, you can't come around this circumference.
Right. It's mine.
It's mine. And I commend people like Jay-Z and Beyonce and everything, but if you live in a fucking penthouse, that fucking penthouse gets shot up, it gets imploded, you can't go back home.
Right.
Kanye's got land. He's got earth.
Yeah.
He's got earth. And I know they probably have some land, but it seems like they go more for the glamour of the edifice more so than protecting their space. But I'm sure they do have, they may even have an island. Who knows what the fuck? I don't know.
They may even have an island.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
so let's talk about that.
What they're doing. Talk about what?
Let's talk about that. We said we weren't really going to get into like conformed conversations.
Oh,
so people are probably just already like, why are they just babbling and not talking about really anything? But here we go. Because I'm good at that.
Okay.
Will Smith and Jay-Z have just invested into a rent-to-own home company.
No.
Yes.
Awesome.
So what do you know about rent-to-own home loan programs?
Oh, that's very specific. I don't know too much about it. My mother was actually in real estate for 30 years, and I was her assistant off and on for many, many years. I love homes. I love property. I love land, housing. I mean, I like the whole idea. I got an A in urban planning. At the university, San Francisco State University, I got that A from the textbook writer. The professor wrote the textbook, Dr. Legates. And I think with the real estate, what was your question again? Because I lost it.
Rent to own.
I think that's a fantastic program. That's a fantastic program. As long as you're not getting scammed. My mother.
Okay, wait a minute. You just can't go through that. You're like, that's a fantastic program. That shit is good. It's really good. As long as you're not getting scammed. I mean, that's the whole point. I think the rent to own program is a scam generally. So what is good about it? What is good about it?
Rented and bought her third or fourth home that way. It works. I'm a believer. Okay. It's not like a second mortgage. It's not like a predatory loan. It's renting to own. If the property owner is, on the up and up, it could work. It's just that there are so many people taking advantage of people that don't know any better.
Sure. Okay. So you came back, right? You came back there at the end. You went out there and then you came back. I appreciate that. Before we jump into, so my response to that really quickly, just so we can get on, because that doesn't have to be a big part of our subject.
No.
I have found rent to own situations to be more predatory because it was a company that owned the home. It wasn't like an individual that was trying to sell the home.
Right.
So they had to make their money off of it. So they put the renter to owner in non-advantageous positions. And if they didn't get their credit right over the 24, 36-month period that they did the loan, the rent, then they would lose that property because they would never actually go through the loan. I've seen several people do the full 2 years, the full 3 years. Their credit wasn't enough, or at least good enough to secure a mortgage. So instead of them extending another 12 months, another 24 months, because they're already paying you more than the house is worth anyway, because they're giving you the money towards the principal and they're giving you rent payments.
Right.
Instead of them doing that, they just eat up all the money that they just took from them for the first 2 years or 3 years. Then they go sell the property if it's maxed out. If it's not maxed out, they put somebody else back in there for another rent to own situation. I've seen more of those situations work out for people than good. Other people have said different recently. I put up a post and they said there was a few people that said they had successful rent to own experiences personally, and they knew people that had. So maybe the programs have changed a bit. But the way this one is situated, that Jay-Z and Will Smith are a part of, it's absolutely set up against the renter. If their credit is not worthy to get a mortgage after 24 months, the property will be sold. It says that in the contracts, and they could have got that changed, because if it's about people owning homes, don't kick them out of the home. Don't steal their money and then kick them out, then sell the home. Give them the opportunity to secure the mortgage, or you help them secure the mortgage. You do what you need to do to help them secure the mortgage. That's how you're really helping.
That's how you help people. I think, a lot of Black people get caught up in businesses and doing business the way white folks do. Yes. And that's not always a good thing. And usually it's not a good thing, because half the time white folks don't know what they're doing in business.
Sure.
And they don't know the impact it has on the community, and they could care less. And we have to be a lot more conscientious when we do business in our community. We have a lot more to consider.
Absolutely. So we were speaking of land, and Sister Shanna, she's in the Bay Area as well.
Yes, hey, Shanna.
She put in, when speaking of land, we must be specific. Fertile land, not just land. The U.S. government sold bad seeds to black farmers to keep them from growing fertile crops and generate profits. She absolutely is correct on that. And Brother Michael Jordan, Brother Michael Jordan comes in from time to time when he's not playing basketball or playing golf and things like that. He dips into the chat, so he'll be with us today.
Nice.
But no, she's correct in what she's correct in what she said, because, we can't just, that's why I said we can't just get land wherever they say, oh, we'll give you all your land right here. No, where there's no businesses, there's no infrastructure, no nothing. We got to have fertile land. And even if it's not fertile to where we can plant shit on it, it's got to be fertile to where we can do business on it. Right. This is location. We don't want nothing way out the fuck where ain't no train, planes, and automobiles coming.
No. We want prime properties.
Prime properties.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Can you give me, I'm sorry, I just chopped you off. Go ahead, finish. Prime property. Come on.
There's no such thing as rusty land. It's all good. Land is good. Land is just good. Even if you got some desert land in the Mojave or something like that, that's still good land. You could do a lot on that land. You could grow succulent cacti and sell it. You have to be creative.
I think you got to be able to make whatever you can out of whatever that resource is in that part of land. That's what you maximize. You don't try to turn it into something it's not. But I don't believe that, they should be able to just designate where we want land. We want land where we can make a profit, just as the people who acquired land hundreds of years ago. We don't just give us land that we can't profit off of and be fruitful off of. That's crazy as hell to think that. And then she came back with, the government can offer dead land, toxic land, and water source. We must be specific and educated on what it entails. There is so much land they would be willing to offer. Absolutely. There's flat out people, and that's why we got to be careful with who we call our leaders, who speak for Black America, who speak for the collective. We had a Black president. He didn't speak for the collective. We got Black politicians all around. Hell, we got a Black VP who's Asian, Jamaican, and Brahmin Indian. But whatever.
Everything but.
She's everything but Black, but she's Black.
But she's Black.
Okay, whatever. So how do we do, who do we trust to be able to secure our interests in getting this stuff? Because so Dr. Darity is great, but I don't think Dr. Darity is the negotiator. He's an economist.
Sure.
He's an economist. He's a researcher, so he can't be the only one at the table. Who else can we put at the table when we're fighting for this, fighting for land, fighting for money, fighting for healthcare, education, fighting for all this? Who else can we put? Because so many people have been compromised, and people that we thought were with us, they're really not with us. So who do you see in politics? And I want to ask you about what happened down in LA too. Do you know about that big mall, the Crenshaw Mall, that the Black people tried to buy and they had the highest bid, but they still sold it to the white people?
No.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that mall too.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that, but I'm not surprised. People get Black people dirty every day. Yeah. I get done dirty every day.
Yeah.
The passive aggressive white folks in the world just outnumber us. In a sense. I was just driving my car, and this woman did some real passive aggressive move on me on the parking lot. White folks, they have a lot of issues. There are some good white folks though, but white folks have a lot of issues with how they deal with us.
Sure.
Anyway, where were we, Shannon?
See, we can get off into that. We can get off into that. You were like, that's not even a road I need to go down right now, because no, we were talking about land.
Okay. And I'm glad you're here, Shannon.
Oh, and someone just asked, are you an alderman or a councilwoman where you are? Have you been in politics?
I'm actually going into politics in my hometown.
Okay. Now, so California's so damn big. So you're Northern California.
I'm in Northern California, next to Oakland.
I
was raised in Oakland, though.
Okay. You were raised in Oakland.
Yes.
And what's the difference between Oakland and San Francisco? Because I hear it. What is it? The city and the town, or what do they call it? Is
Yeah.
it the city
Oakland is the town.
Right.
San Francisco is the city. That's very good, Shannon.
Okay. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm
You're
learning.
good.
I don't have much else other than my mind. So I'm
Right,
learning.
because
I'm
we
trying to
think
hold
we're
on.
the center of the universe, so it behooves everyone to know these things.
Okay. Okay. So Shannon said no on something. I don't remember exactly.
Oh,
where
Shannon,
we were.
what were you talking about, girl?
When you said no, what were you saying no for?
No.
What did you say? I mean, okay, so this is the rent to own. Okay, so this is by Lady Ray. She said you have to be really careful with rent to own property. I made an agreement that part of the rent went towards the down payment after 3 years. I failed to also get it in writing and arrange for a mortgage price.
Be careful. These are legal situations, and anything you enter legally, you have to be careful, no doubt.
Yes, yes.
Claude Anderson's great, but he's old.
He's old and he's somewhat bitter because people haven't really moved forward and I don't think they saw his vision through. And now I think he's more or less being excluded in this whole reparations movement. He hangs out with Boyce Watkins, but Boyce Watkins is a finance guy, a financial guy or whatever, but he's now he wants to be an activist, but now he wants to be a fucking celebrity troll and shit. And it's just like really weird. It's like, why can't we be what we're supposed to be? If you got the Black Business School, go be Black Business School, dog.
I know. Everyone wants to be a star.
Business. It's so crazy now. And I don't get that part of it because it's like we all have our thing that we're great in, right? We always, what was that line in Forrest Gump? We all have that one thing that makes us great. I mean, Boyce is supposed to be about numbers, but now he's fucking trolling Lil Nas X. It's like, come on, dude. That's not where people need you in this world. And he gets Dr. Claude on there, and Dr. Claude drops game still at a fucking 88 or whatever he is. He drops crazy game. But where is it going now? Where is it going? Because it's fucking going into Boyce's platform, and Boyce's platform is so scattered from people who really want to do right to people who just want to be celebrities and shit like Boyce.
Right.
Boyce wants to be, he wants to be a celebrity like that so bad, and he's so half-assed in the game. It's just really fucked up. And I don't want to turn this into a Boyce bash, but I mean, that's pretty easy to do.
It is. He does it to himself.
Yeah, he does it to himself. And that's why they call him fucking Buzzsaw Boyce. He just runs into trouble and shit all the time. Yeah. But I want to know, for you, seeing what you've seen, and you don't really know about that thing in LA. We'll talk about that another time, but that was some deep shit. All the industries that you've been a part of, Black woman trying to make it through, this, that, and the other. What have you seen during this time? Because we're in the age of the Karen. We're in the age of the Karen, and I know you've still been out here trying to move, and you just said you experienced some passive-aggressive behavior. What have you experienced out here that you didn't experience, say, pre-pandemic to now?
What have I experienced?
Yeah, like dealing with other ethnicities.
Other ethnicities. I think
white people. Fuck it. Let's just say it. White people. I was trying to be nice and shit. No, fuck that. White people.
Well, white folks will be white folks.
Okay.
Pandemic or no pandemic.
Right.
Okay. But no, I've experienced a lot of things. I've experienced kindness.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced evilness. I've experienced people who literally wanted me dead, who said things like, I will call the cops and they'll take you out. Things like this. I was friends with a Karen for many years, so I know the workings of a Karen. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this girl was a mess. White girl. And I know how Karens think. So I don't trip off Karens too much.
Right.
Not anymore. I don't.
How do you avoid the interaction? How do you avoid it? I mean, you can't just ignore someone who is literally unhinged.
Right. Well, you just do your best. You play defense.
Right.
That's what you do. You play defense to
Right.
the best of your ability, and that's what I do. I have I speak well, basically 5 languages. I
Okay.
have $100,000 education, and I make it work for me, and street knowledge.
Sure.
So I make
And
it all work for me, and it works. It's good.
that right there makes you a threat, though.
I
It
am
makes,
weaponized.
I mean, it's fucked up because just being strong now that
Yeah,
makes
an
you a threat.
enemy, an enemy,
I don't know
an
so
enemy
much
of
if it made you.
whiteness, an enemy of whiteness.
Yeah.
What?
And
uh,
you experience it like you were in journalism for several years.
10 years straight, I supported myself solely on journalism.
Okay.
Oh, and a little phone sex operating. We can talk about that another time.
Okay. All right. I mean, I like the way you slipped that in there and shit. Did a little drone. Did a little.
Yeah.
Made a couple people come over the phone. But yeah, it was great. Journalism was great. No, I'm good
right.
with it. Hey,
All right.
here's the thing. You did phone sex operating. I ran an adult store, so
There you
that's
go.
like a whole another pod.
It is. We got to do that one too, boo.
we might have to do that one after 10 p.m. because we might get fucked
After
up doing
dark.
that during the day, and we don't want people we'd have to do it after dark because we don't want people getting all fucked up at
I have a
work.
show I want you to be on. My show, Curious After Dark.
Absolutely,
With
absolutely.
Andrea Jones. Yeah.
Be my pleasure. Be
All
my
right.
pleasure.
All right.
I look at a lot of the stuff that we're trying to get accomplished in this reparation struggle. What do you see as being our greatest shortcoming right now? Like what's keeping us from really getting together as a people?
Propaganda.
Okay.
We fall for the okie doke every time.
Okay.
We're extremely politically naive.
Mm-hmm.
We, as Eva has said herself, we can't count. Freedmen kinky. What are you talking about? Michael Jordan. What is he talking? What is this fool talking
Okay, so here's the thing. So the chat is coming through after we were talking about the adult stuff.
Oh,
and yeah. So
Michael,
it's coming in because you're like, what? Is that a freak? Get that motherfucker out. You were ready to 86 him. No, he's good. He's good.
I love him already.
The chat's coming in later because I saw it. I was like, I'm just gonna put the comments up. So no,
but
that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish because you were in the middle of it.
What were we talking about? Just real quick, and I could spin on it. What
elected official position you running for?
I'm running for city council in Union City, California, sometime next year. I'm in Sacramento, California now, City of Trees, the capital of California, but I'm relocating back down to the Bay Area, which is about an hour and a half away. And it's the cultural center of California.
Right.
Outside of Hollywood.
But
we're talking about propaganda that divides Black people, and we fall for it every time. We let white folks tell us who we are every time, and we fall for the okie doke. We think Black women are supposed to support Black men financially. Everybody wants to be taken care of. Everybody wants to be the princess. Everybody wants to be the star. It's just crazy out here. Everybody wants to be the bitch.
Right.
Everybody can't be the bitch.
And I think we've had so much put in between us that trying to come back together and trying to build the family unit amongst the collective is more difficult because we've had so many years of us being pitted against each other that a lot of us believe it. You know, a lot of us don't see the value in the union, you know, and being able to work together politically. As, you know, Sister Cosetta said, politics is not a game. Personality does not count for much. And we tend to elect people based on their personality.
Right.
We tend to elect people how good they talk to us, how smooth they are, and shit like that.
Because
they ain't said shit they gonna do for us, but they sound good.
Right. We all want to have a drink with our favorite politician in our favorite pub.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. And these people really need to come with more skills. We have a lot of people playing dress up. A lot of people play dress up and they're not doing the work, and the work needs to be done. There's lots of work that needs to be done.
Right.
I know for myself, running my business, communications, I'm working constantly. I want to see that kind of dedication from our politicians, and we're not seeing it. I'm proud to say I come from the state of Gavin Newsom. This man is awesome. This is a good white man. This is a rare good white man.
Why does he get
down?
Why does he get dragged so much? I don't really know California politics so much, but why did so many people go at Gavin?
Because California is full of a lot of Confederates, a lot of backcrackers, a lot of crackers.
Right.
All over the state. There are so many hate groups in California, it would make your head spin. Militia, skinhead, Nazi. We live amongst them. They live amongst us. They live in places like Contra Costa County, CCC, otherwise KKK, in my mind. And
this is in California?
Oh, yeah. And they work in the city, but they go off to their enclaves at night. Oh, yes. They might even pick up a prostitute on the way home.
Wow. So, I mean, they paint California as such this la-la land. And, you know, I mean, it's the land of the field and dreams and whatever. The streets are paved with gold and all that shit.
Golden Road, they used to say. The Chinese used to say the Golden Mountain. They used to call California the Golden Mountain. The Chinese.
The Golden Mountain.
The Golden Mountain. Yes. We have the 5th largest economy in the world. We're fucking awesome. We're dope as fuck. Right. It's nice. It's beautiful to be a Californian.
Right.
A Black Californian is especially beautiful. And I consider myself to be Califia, which is a tribe.
What is Califia? A tribe for?
Indigenous Black queens, Amazonians.
Okay, so and those are people that grew up in California specifically, or
they have a history. It's a mythology that we know of. I would love to do an Indiana Jones and discover some kind of artifacts of the Califia, but they're known to be the queens that ruled between Baja California and Hawaii and California before the conquistadors got here. California means most beautiful land, or most beautiful forest, supposedly, most literally, most beautiful forest. At first, they thought California was an island. The Greeks thought California was an island. It's named after the Califia, the Black Queens. Wow. Everybody knows that. No, not everybody knows that, but people should know that. See, California is named after a black woman.
See, I've never heard that shit at all.
Nah. I heard
wow. That. I mean, how does that get redacted from American history books? See, that's critical race theory right there.
I know, right? I know it is. White folks.
We see California, they'll put up the Beach Boys. But, California named after a Black woman?
Yes, California is named after Califia. The Califia means most beautiful. These black queens were known as the most beautiful women in the world. I'm Califia.
All right, I'm behind in the chat because I'm fucked up. Just listening to some of the shit that we're saying, and I'm not.
It's crazy.
So let's go back where Michael Jordan said, "Why do you think Gavin is a good white man?" And does he support reparations? So let's go with the first question. Why do you think Gavin is a good white man?
Because he considers black people. He considers other people of color. He's not just about white folks. And that's what people don't think
like. You don't think he's a white supremacist?
No, he's not a white supremacist.
Okay.
He's an ally.
Okay.
He's most definitely an ally. And yes, he does support reparations. To my knowledge, yes, he does support reparations. And we're looking forward to getting some reparations in this state quite soon, in fact.
Was he instrumental? Was he instrumental in AB 3121, is it?
Oh, I'm not that familiar with the bill itself.
Okay.
But I know that it's being pushed forward.
Okay.
Also, we're looking at universal income supplement in California as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, California is a nice place for black people to be right now. I mean, except for which cannot be overlooked, the extreme homelessness here for black people.
Largest in the country,
Los
right?
Angeles is awful, huh?
Largest in the country for black homelessness?
The largest in the country. California used to have the largest Klan membership. Yeah, I believe that California did. I have a photograph of about 1,000 Klansmen in the Henry J. Kaiser Convention Center in Oakland, California, across the street from the Lake Merritt, where black families go every day. Yeah, there's a lot.
How the fuck does California have the largest Klan membership? I thought all that shit was in the South. That shit was in California?
Yeah, there are lots of Klansmen in California.
What the fuck?
We have our sundown towns too. Don't get it twisted. I will not go to Auburn at night. I will not be caught in Auburn at night.
Where's Auburn at?
That's north of Sacramento here, where I am.
Like how far north?
About 30 miles, 30 minutes.
30 miles? That 30 miles is from here to Detroit. You know Detroit, right?
Yeah.
I'm 30 miles west. I'm 30 miles west of Detroit. So you tell me
it's deeply segregated. It's deeply segregated. California is deeply segregated, for one.
Wait a minute. You can go 30 miles and there's a place that you can't go right now.
I would not spend the night there.
Wow.
I would not stay the night in Auburn. I have a friend who lives in Auburn. I will go there in the afternoon. I'm cutting out by 4.
Wow.
Oh, Michael, no, I do not know any Freedmen parents who were locked up due to Kamala. No, I do not. Yes, universal wealth. We're looking at that in California. That's why I say Gavin is a good man. He's not like Wheelchair Willie in Texas there.
So he's an advocate for that, for the universal wealth for the American freedmen?
Oh, Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a proponent for it for all Californians.
Okay, so could you say Gavin is a reparationist? Could you say Gavin is a reparationist? Okay.
I would say so.
Okay.
He's also, I think he's looking to slow down the rate of incarceration. I think he has a good shot at becoming president one day.
He definitely seems like he's setting up, for it. I see they chip away at whatever. I don't really, like I said, I don't know his politics. And I'm just learning more about the situation with AB 3121. And I didn't know which side of the table he was really on with that. It sounded like he was, but I get, some of these guys mixed up.
Right. No, he's a good one.
Okay.
I mean, this is over many years. He's been in California politics for 15, 20 years. So
Yeah.
he's not a fly by night.
Yeah. What about your Auntie Maxine out there? You know, Auntie Maxine got the largest black homeless district in the country because obviously California has the largest black homeless population. She's got the largest black homeless district out of all of it around. I mean, and it's Maxine. It's Auntie Maxine. I mean, what the fuck she doing out there?
I love her.
I mean, do you love her because she's Auntie Maxine, or do you love her because she's a great politician? Because she's not a great politician in my eyes.
Well, I love her because she's my auntie.
Okay.
And she's been there. She's been there when nobody else was there. I have to have this square. Can I have this square, Shannon? I need your.
Yeah. I mean, we're not, you know,
I know
I don't advertise or advocate, you know. I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead, do it again.
I know everyone's going to hate that I'm a smoker, but you're allowing it. So
you could be doing much worse. You could be doing much worse. I mean, I understand.
I could be doing sniffing.
This is very true. This is very true. I would appreciate it if you don't sniff any cocaine on my show.
I mean, that.
if I need to put a screen share up and you need to go behind the wall, I get it. But you know, I appreciate it. No syringes on set.
No syringes. Damn it. Damn it.
I try to keep it, you know, I try to keep it just a tad bit above board. So
Shannon's saying Gavin is not a reparationist. He is a politician embedded into other stuff. We can talk offline. Okay, that's cool. Let's talk offline. But if he's embedded, he's been embedded for 20 years. So
yeah, see, I don't know. And Shane will be able to give you the data on that. I don't know. I'm in New York and this brother Cuomo ain't doing too well out here. Cuomo has been, huh?
He resigned today. Cuomo resigned.
Cuomo resigned?
Yes, he did.
Finally. Really? They got him to step down?
They got him. He had to. They had everything on him.
Well, the motherfucker had said no to the president.
What?
He had said no to Joe Biden, no. So I figured once he had said no to Joe Biden and they couldn't make him walk, I figured he was just going to just run it out. So he resigned.
They always have to go. They always end up going. Everybody has a boss, even Cuomo.
Pressure got to him and shit. I mean, and he started to have more accusers come out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't like some extreme shit. It just seemed like he was just a touchy-feely type weird motherfucker, you know. I mean,
that's what it is. That's all it takes. That's what it is.
He turned a hug into like a kiss on the lips. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, she was just hugging you, like congratulating you, and you turned it into a full facial kiss. And then one lady said they were taking a picture in a group setting, and he's behind, and he's just grabbing her ass during the photo shoot.
That's dirty.
I mean, you're the governor, bro. You're the governor.
He thought he had unchecked power.
I mean, you know, how do you do? And see, here's the thing. If we're black and that shit happens, come on, man.
Under a jail somewhere.
Under a jail.
Under a jail.
It might be a firing squad.
Might be.
It might. I mean, because you got to figure. Here's the thing. It adds another dynamic to it. If it's a black politician, chances are those employees are probably still white.
Yeah.
So you was in that picture and you was grabbing all over a white woman in that picture. Firing squad.
Squad.
And then she came to give you a hug and you put your big black lips all over her.
Big black lips.
Firing squad, man. Yes. Telling you, it's a whole dynamic when it's us.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole dynamic. You know?
It is. But you know, yeah, we gotta be more on our game.
Yeah.
We have to be more on our game, that's all. And I just don't understand. I don't understand how all these people, these black people still live in the Confederacy and live amongst the Confederates. I don't understand how y'all do it. Can someone chime in on that? Can we talk about that? Because California is kind of Gucci. I mean, compared to that, I've spent time in the Confederacy. I lived in outside of Memphis for a little while, and I just couldn't do it. I was done in 6 months. How do y'all live in the South?
So, and I was gonna ask Sister Cosetta about that because she's in Arkansas. Was Arkansas considered the South, or is that more Middle America? Is that considered Southern Territory?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Sister Cosetta actually put in age and term limits. Discuss, please, because I believe there should be age and term limits. I don't believe you should just get infinite amount of term to where you can just keep running, because you can just build up a wheel where nobody can supersede it. You only get so many voters in so many places, and as long as you can manipulate them and make them feel good, you're coming back every 4 years.
Look at Mitch McConnell.
Huh?
Look at Mitch McConnell.
That motherfucker has been in there since the end of slavery. Dude. Mitch McConnell was there like at the Emancipation Proclamation.
I heard.
This motherfucker has been in politics forever.
And survives. I don't know how he does it.
And I'm like, nobody likes you, dude. How do you keep getting in there?
The silent majority.
And you look at people like, oh boy, he was losing the whole fucking election. Lindsey Graham.
Okay.
That brother Jamal,
oh yeah,
whatever his name was, he came out and had more money than had ever been donated, and he still loses to Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham came in, he had more money, he had millions.
Isn't Lindsey working with the Russians or something?
Who knows?
Oh, no?
I lose track of all that shit. I think they all got these weird ass allies. It's like they talking about Joe Biden with China and all this other shit. It's like, how do y'all have all this time to do all this shit with these foreign people, and y'all supposed to be American politicians?
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Trump really wasn't supposed to be president, but he got out there in the spotlight. That's the only reason why the shit with Russia got exposed. If he had never become president, we wouldn't have known about all them dealings.
We wouldn't have known any of it. We wouldn't have known.
But that shit came out because he became president. They just started getting in his shit,
Right. Skid Row in California is just awful. It's hell.
What is?
Hell. Skid Row in California. Skid Row in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles. It's a hellhole. It's about 6 blocks, I think. 6 blocks.
That's Maxine's district.
I know. She's not doing her job.
Well, she needs to get the fuck on then.
She does need to get the fuck on.
That's an age and term limit right there. She needs to go.
I know she needs to go.
We need new blood in there.
We need new blood. I agree.
Without a pacemaker. Shit. Get the fuck up out of here.
You have a pacemaker?
I don't know. Shit.
All the shit.
But she needs to get all her wigs and go.
She's got some beautiful wigs. I say, hey, girl.
They say she lives like a movie star. They say she's like up in the hills. She lives like a movie star. I'm like, what politician lives like a movie star?
Maxine. Auntie.
But a lot of them do, though. A lot of them are just. I mean, Mitch McConnell is one of the richest politicians ever.
I know. How did he get his money?
I don't know.
His wife connected with some Chinese.
He's one of the richest politicians ever, and he still ain't got his teeth right.
Man.
Don't give a fuck. I mean, my shit ain't nothing to write home about, but goddamn, I ain't got Mitch McConnell money. If I had Mitch McConnell money, I'd be up here cheesing like a motherfucker.
I was so worried about my teeth. I went into dental. I went to dental school. I'm a dental assistant as well.
God damn, are you sure you Freedmen? You might be part Haitian. I think you part Haitian.
I know, Jamaican.
You got 19 goddamn jobs and shit.
I know. I was hustling.
Hey, man, gotta go to work.
I got blacklisted out of the media. So I had to hustle.
That's right. Tell me about that. Can you?
So they said I was anti-Semitic and angry. I wrote a piece on Amistad, the movie that Spielberg produced and directed, and they didn't like what I had to say about that. So I eventually got blacklisted by 2000. I worked from 1990 to 2000 actively as a journalist.
So, I mean, why did what was in that thing that made them think? You were anti-Semitic. I mean, it was about Amistad.
I know, but Spielberg is Jewish.
Oh.
Yeah.
So was it more about Spielberg than Jewish people?
The piece was about Amistad. It was about Spielberg. It was about him having a perspective as a Jewish man on Black life and how that impacted the film, how the film relied on the white savior again and went against history and bent over backwards to make white people the center of the narrative.
Okay.
So that was basically what the article was about. It was well received, but again, I still ended up getting blacklisted, but not before I was able to be on a panel with Al Gore in '99 for the NABJA convention discussing the future of the internet. And here I am, the Flightland Diva, doing quite well on the internet now.
So that's going to take this conversation down a different road, Robert Jones. You know this. He's like, black folks are Semitic. So, you know, when you start
Yeah, we were. I mean, we were, whatever.
That's true. But we get labeled as anti-Semitics. Like, well, you know, is that like self-hate? I
know, right?
So,
and self-hate is real.
Self-hate is real. I see more people like coming onto the political landscape, and it's almost like they start out and they talk right to get us, but then once they get in, they start going to the other side.
Yes, indeed.
If elected into city council, you're going to run on Black agenda because that's just who you are.
Kamala.
How do you switch it up? Will you switch it up? Will you stay Andrea?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
I mean, well, I'm just asking because
I'm 47 years old. This is it. This is who I am. I'm pro-Black. I have always been pro-Black. I was raised by Panthers. I went to college, was educated by Panthers. I'm creating rebooting a paper.
Okay.
By Panthers, the commemorator.
Okay.
I know who I am. I'm not like some of these dizzies out here, these dizzy California girls.
Okay.
With white on the inside and black skin.
Sure.
Black.
Sure. Chocolate covered white people. I call them chocolate covered white people.
Yes, they are. And
so
California is full of them, especially Union City.
Black Panthers.
Yes.
I know you know a lot about them. I know Sister Shannon knows a lot about them. Mm-hmm. Why don't they get more pub? Thank you, Sister Shannon. So we got to be careful about what we were just talking about with the anti da 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 da.
Oh, okay, that's what's
yeah, it's and I didn't realize that. I'm just, hey, I'm just a small guy in this whole podcasting outfit. So, they strike me, I'll just fall off the board. I ain't got enough subscribers, followers, none of that shit. So, but I definitely hear you. I appreciate you, Sister Shana. It's but I'm not considering. So, and we'll challenge your history, Brother Jones, in a moment. With Black Panthers, why don't they get more pub nationally? I think they're recognized pretty well in Northern California, right? I mean, aren't there like museums and are there big commemorative things for the Panthers in Oakland? Because I don't hear people talking about, hey, I went to Oakland and I saw this Black Panther this and a Black Panther that.
Right.
Does any of that stuff exist?
Well, there still might be an exhibit in the Oakland Museum. For the 50th anniversary, there was a real huge celebration for the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Black Panthers in Oakland.
Okay.
There were multiple stages downtown. It was just a huge celebration. We're coming up on the 55th anniversary this year. Is it this year? Yeah, this year.
Okay.
And I believe there still may be something in the museum, the Oakland Museum, which is a great museum. If anybody gets a
Sure.
chance to go to the Oakland Museum, please go.
Okay.
And they have a great cafe too. I love museum cafes. Um, yeah, and there's probably a mural around town or two, but it's not something people walk around discussing. The Panthers
Okay.
anymore. Really? No, we don't. I mean, most people don't. Maybe I do.
Sure.
My life
And
is a little different.
what keeps your fire lit for the Panthers? They were like much like most black organizations. They were compromised by the government, and pretty much taken from our daily lives, and eventually our memory. What keeps your fire lit about the Panthers?
My love of my people, my love of coming through the struggle, what it is, of blackness,
Mm-hmm.
of being the moral authority in this country. Black people are the moral authority in this country. White people have no moral authority in this country based
Okay.
on what they've done to us and everybody else in this country. They have not one leg to stand on morally about being righteous. They're not righteous people.
Okay.
And I think there's just something so righteous about what Bobby and Huey did
Right.
with creating a whole group of men and women who were out there defending their people every day.
Right.
And not only defending their people, but nourishing their people with the food programs and the food banks.
Right.
Educating their people, getting them out of prison. A lot happened with the Panthers over the years because of the government.
Uh-huh.
A lot of strife, a lot of combating with the police, the OPD.
Mm-hmm.
But these were very wise young people, and they saw an opportunity to make things better for Black people and people of color around the country and around the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're just giants. They're giants, and I know everything they did was not politically wise.
Sure.
And they had no idea that they were being compromised by the government in the way that they were. It wasn't only until it was revealed by some white activists many, many years later they discovered anything about COINTELPRO. Nobody even
Okay.
knew anything about it.
Wow. Have you ever met any former Panthers?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Lots. Like I said, my professors in the Africana Studies program at San Francisco State were Panthers. San Francisco State was the first public institution in the country to have a Black Studies program, and that was because of the Panthers. I actually got permission to put the commemorator back on from a former Panther, Mr. Melvin Dixon, Comrade Melvin Dixon, who had a fire in him to the day he died for his work with the Panthers. And I want to salute him and the men and women who gave their lives for our people.
Okay.
Because we're all we got. We're all we got in California.
Is California, and I'm trying to phrase this the right way because I didn't do a lot of show prep. I told you I really just wanted to kind of wing this, and the way the questions are coming, they're bringing up more questions. Because California has the economy of a small country and it dwarfs everybody else's economy except New York, has it become so much of a beast? Like it's like California and it's like David Ruffin and the Temptations. It's California.
You, Otis.
Ain't no one coming to see you, Otis. Is that where California sits right now? Like, okay, here's the thing: can the United States survive without California?
No, no, there is no United States without California,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it. I know a lot of people in the Confederacy love to hate on California,
Uh-huh.
but there would be no you without us, or we, or it. When Eldridge, oh, I missed that comment.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I got it. I got it back up there. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There was some tribalism going on in the Panthers that eventually surfaced, amongst other groups as well that were competing Black Power groups, cultural groups like the name is escaping me right now, but the cultural group that is responsible for Kwanzaa,
Mm-hmm.
they went to war at times with the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
There was some infighting, there was all that, but overall, it's undeniable what the Panthers did for the world, for Black people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Other people, you had brown Panthers, you had Asian Panthers. I don't know if they call themselves yellow, but
I don't, I thought pretty much everybody stuck to the Black Panther moniker, but they may have been called, something else in their, and in their sector. But I thought the Panthers gave what they utilize now, as they say, a voice to the voiceless. I thought the Panthers gave people a voice.
Exactly what they did.
I thought people, and it was easy for marginalized white folks to jump on with the Panthers because they really wanted to fight, but they just never had the allies to fight with. The civil rights movement wasn't so much fighting. I mean, and who was fighting was the Nation of Islam, but then they weren't trying to collectivify with anybody.
Right.
So that wasn't going to work. So when the Panthers came along and they said, this is our infrastructure, and they said, you really can't be a Panther, but you can help support the movement this way. Motherfuckers still wore black shit. We're like, okay, we can't be Black Panther. We still gonna wear the shit, and we still gonna be down with you. And that's what they did, and they were respectful about it. They
were.
Yeah, they didn't try to co-opt. They didn't try to co-opt movements back then, where I see that nowadays.
Right, they do. Today they do. But at that time, Oakland was safe. Oakland was safe under the Panthers. And when I was 6 years old, I walked to school by myself to kindergarten. I could have been even 5 because I never had a real companion to go to school with. So yeah, I was in deep East Oakland walking to school by myself in kindergarten and the first grade, and I was fine because the Panthers were on the job in my mind, and I was aware of the Panthers at 6 years old. Oakland was different now. Now we have a lot of gentrification, opportunity zones that are meant for white folks, not Black folks.
So are Caucasians coming to Oakland, or other ethnicities coming to Oakland?
In droves, white folks.
Straight up.
White folks. Straight up white folks. White folks. The Middle Easterners, they still like to be in San Ramon or some suburban area. Fremont is overran with Indian immigrants, Punjabs and whatnot.
Okay.
Because in Silicon Valley, white boys would rather work with Indians than niggas.
Really?
They have brand new cars they can't drive. There's more accidents on the Dumbarton Bridge headed to Fremont, headed to Facebook, Mountain View, Apple, Google.
So there ain't no Black people over there. Ain't no Black people over getting money in them places. That's white people.
Please, it's so corporate. There's a few, but they don't want to work with niggas. They rather work with Indians, some people they can control. That's why they're importing all these motherfuckers.
Ah.
There's plenty of niggas that with IT degrees.
Qualified, bona fide, certified
Absolutely.
Black Americans, freedmen can't get jobs over there because they'd rather take the. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm sorry, but they're not the right color. This is not the right color. And half these Indians is darker than us, but they're subservient people.
Damn. And okay, so we didn't even really got to go to that. So they're not even over here working on a discount. They working over here for full rate and knocking people out of. Okay, all right.
These mid-grade Teslas up and down the road, can't drive them.
Wow.
You should see the traffic. It's insane. And it's not the workers. It's not just the workers. They bring their entire families over here. And they'd rather deal with all these immigration headaches than let Black people leave the Confederacy, come to Cali, work in Silicon Valley, make it honest, good, decent living in the six figures, buy $1 million home like these Indians are able to do. They don't want niggas to be able to do that shit. They want niggas to be under them.
Wow. Did I just hear Facebook cut the stream off? Hold on a second.
Funny. The same people that work on Facebook work everywhere else. In Silicon Valley.
160. No, we still it might have just cut it. It might have just cut his.
Lord.
But here's the thing. So yeah, I already know we're teetering on some shit. That's why we'll venture back in. We'll venture back in because our conversations just be happening and we don't really be talking about shit. But see how that kind of just went dark? Like it can get into that just because just the way shit is right now. Facebook's gonna start messing with my then they know the folks. Let's see what's that. Just Shana said. Then they know the folks are not Black American. It's not about level of melon. Yeah. Okay. So
I'm back over here.
Gavin supports a lack of the flood of immigration.
Yes. Now, I think people have gotten immigration all wrong. Lots of folks, not just Gavin.
Okay.
A lot of people, a lot of Black folks have got immigration wrong. You do not let all these motherfuckers run up in here. You just don't do that. That's the problem.
Excuse me. Hold on a second before you go any further. Did you say do not let these motherfuckers run up in her? And did you say in her? I just had to make note of that because this is a top-notch production, and I had to make sure that it was correct. And you said in her, I'm good with it. I'm like, run that shit. We're not editing none of that shit out.
I heard that.
In her.
In her, okay. But yeah, and Filipinos, they're like eucalyptus trees. They're invaders. There are more Filipinos in California illegally than there are illegal Mexicans.
Bullshit.
That's a fact. They get on a plane, they never go home. They just blend in with all the other Filipinos. And they're Dub Nation all the way. Dub Nation. They're mimics. They're trying to replace Black folks.
Wow.
Dub Nation. You can't even dribble a ball. What the fuck? You Dub Nation. No, you got all the Warriors gear on. Grandma got the Warriors gear on.
Oh my goodness.
Plenty is what?
Filipinos have more motherfuckers over here than Mexicans?
More illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Or more illegal. Okay. I'm just getting it clarified.
Right. There's more illegal Filipinos here than there are illegal Mexicans.
God dog.
Every year. And they love white folks.
And then so basically when they come over here, they glean right to white culture.
Yeah. Well, they like Black stuff, but they don't care for Black people. And they
wait, God damn it. See that's what we gonna stop. You're not gonna like us, but not like us.
I know, right? I know. Okay. That's what we're not gonna do today.
So they'll like our clothes. Right. They'll like all the shit that. They get their haircut like Black people?
Faded.
Filipinos, they got straight shit.
They do it. It don't matter. They do it. I wouldn't say he supports illegal immigration. I would say he supports a degree of immigration that I do not support. And I'm also, as somebody who can understand 5 languages and speak a degree of all of them, although there's 2 dead languages. But anyway, I would say we have to start a push for English again. I wouldn't say English only necessarily, but I'm saying where we're in society and we can understand each other and not a Temple of Babel. You go to New York and you're in the Tower of Babel. Nobody understands one another. You go to Hollywood, everyone's speaking another language. Nobody understands each other.
Okay, so I don't get around as much. I've been to the state of New York. I've never been to New York City. I was always upstate, and I've been to California and like a couple times for vacation, but it was like brief.
Yeah,
spent a little bit of time in Southern, and I was younger. Other times, it's just really been connecting flights. So I don't know the cultures. So you're telling me that there's the 2 biggest markets in the union, you go places and it's unrecognizable, like they're not speaking English, and the biggest territories in our country now?
Oh, that's been going on for quite a while. I think it has to do with I think it has to do with the push in the 70s for bilingual education amongst the Latinos. But I'm not saying bilingual education is bad. I'm just saying teach grandma English. So when grandma goes to the market, she can interact and have a nicer interaction in the store than she would otherwise. Teach your grandma English. What's wrong with that? If you go anywhere else, you'd have to do it.
Right.
You come here and expect to live exactly as you were there here.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. And you're not going to talk that around me. So what I usually do, I just say English. And if they don't stop talking in that shit, whatever they talking in, English.
Right.
And then they turn and look at me sometimes, every now and then they just start talking in English and shit. Because see, if you talking in your dialect, that may be easier for you, but you might be plotting against me. So I don't know what you're doing. So I need to know what you're saying. Right. And as long as I know what you're saying, I'm gonna get the land back. That was something else they got going on in the conversation. And the same with the Asian communities, will be here in 20 years and not speak basic English.
Yeah. Not stitch English. Not a stitch.
Come on. So wait a minute.
That's not right.
How the fuck do they flow in the streets and not be able to speak English?
They don't. They always have a grandchild with them.
Oh, because they're school age, so they know how to speak English. So the little motherfuckers that are translators for the elderly people.
The first generation Americans. That's their job as first generation Americans as a translator. And
they put that on their resume when they when they go for a job, they're like, I'm a translator.
They make all the money.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy shit. Bruce's Beach. What's Bruce's Beach?
Bruce's Beach is a beach in California, Southern California, that was owned by Black people. And it was recently returned to those relatives.
Really?
Hey, now.
After how many years?
Like $50 million. More than that. After about 50 years. No, longer than that. Maybe about 70 years. That's what's up.
Come on, man. They stole some people's land, made a whole bunch of fucking money off of it, and now they done gave it back to them?
Yeah, well, at least they gave it back. You know how these white folks do. They don't like to give nothing back.
Okay.
Oh, white folks. I shouldn't say that. We get flagged.
What are you gonna call them?
You gotta call them something. Is offensive?
Oh, most people don't know what Ofe is.
It is.
I know what it is. I know what it is, but a lot of people don't know what that is. Michael Cooper posed a lot of info on it. They're still dealing with opposition. Oh, wow. So they haven't secured it then. They're trying to give it. So it's called Manhattan Beach now. It was Bruce's Beach, but it's now called Manhattan Beach.
I didn't know about the name change. I just know about Bruce's Beach.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've always loved
huh?
loved the word Mazungos.
Never heard of
I
it.
watch Philip Scott and he always uses Mazungas. I can't remember to use it sometimes. So instead of using Caucasian, he says Mazungas.
Oh, I feel you. What language is that?
I don't even know, but I know it equates to when he's talking about white supremacy.
Right.
So I don't know if it means white supremacists. I don't know what it means, but when he says Mazungas, I know exactly who he's talking about.
Oh, we can say colonizers. That's true to form.
Colonizers, yeah, we can use colonizers. I mean, we can use, you can use anything. So, hold on one second there.
All right.
Well, shit, we ended up doing almost an hour and a half. So we made it. We made it through the threshold. We said if we could get through 60 minutes, then it'd probably be a decent cast, And if we didn't make it that far, then it would have, it would have gotten weird. It would have been sitting here and, you'd have been sucking your teeth and been like, what the fuck I do this for? And then I'd have been like, what the fuck I do this for? But we had good dialogue. So hold on a second. I'm slow on this damn thing. We got a good chat room. I don't usually have an active chat like this. I mean, I do, but I don't. I think you're helping out with that. Please follow up with Michael Cooper. He can tell you a lot and has photos. Cool.
Oh, at Bruce's Beach?
Yeah. Michael Jordan. The Bruce parcel was transferred to the state in 1948. Willa and Charles Bruce purchased it. Purchased their 2 ocean fronts in 1912.
They had it for 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bantu. Oh, shit. Robert Joneses.
What is the shit?
I had the ball up.
Oh, I didn't see it. I wasn't looking. See?
What am I thinking? I'm at a party.
No, you could. Hey, it's time. It's time. Light up. I got a joint here. Go ahead and light up. Just do a token.
Oh man, this is good. This is actually called Wedding Crasher, and I did
Wedding Crasher.
Yeah, Wedding Crasher.
Is that an indica?
It's a hybrid, I believe.
I'm gonna look the strain up right now.
All right. Yeah, look it up. I haven't looked it up.
Yeah, see, I'm all into that shit. I'm kind of geeky with where cannabis.
Oh yeah.
Wedding Crasher. Bam. It is an indica dominant hybrid. 60% indica, 40% sativa. Wedding Crasher is an indica dominant hybrid strain created through a potent cross of the classic wedding cake and purple punch strains. You ready to crash this wedding? You'd better be prepared for a super long lasting and energizing high that will get you up and moving on the dance floor, working on your to-do list, or simply getting in on some meaningful conversations with friends and family. There we go. See?
We're here.
We're already there. You'll feel a lift at the onset of the high, immediately slamming into your mind with a sense of happiness and motivation. You'll be infused. I like anytime they put the word infused in there, I feel a part of it. Yeah, I love that word. With a sense of creativity, energy, and focus that has you feeling laser sharp with mental clarity that replaces any negative feelings or racing thoughts. As your mind flies higher, you'll feel a sense of sociability wash over you. So you're going to feel washed. You're going to feel washed.
Washed.
Giving you the energy that you'll need to easily converse with those around you. We're already there.
Dude.
We're already there. In combination with its high 21% average THC level, These effects make Wedding Crasher perfect for treating depression, chronic illness, mood swings, nausea, or appetite loss and inflammation. The bud has a
Well,
sweet and fruity grape berry flavor with a light vanilla exhale. The aroma is very similar, although with an earthy diesel effect to it. Wedding Crasher buds have long forest green nugs with thin orange hairs, purple undertones, and a coating of tiny amber crystal trichomes.
mm, nice. I love it.
That's and that's a long bio. And the
Yeah,
fact that I read it, I knew it was long because it's usually a shorter thing, but they had to draw it out that way because they're really trying to sell this strain.
right.
So I appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Effects, energizing, focus, happy, relaxing, sociable, and uplifting. Relieve symptoms, depression, fatigue, inflammation, nausea, and
What else
stress.
do you need? What else do you need, dude?
That's cannabis. See, and people don't understand that. That's what we get from this. That's what we get from this. You don't get that from a fucking glass of liquor.
You don't.
I mean, and you want
Or
to
a
sit here
square.
and criminalize this, but you let a motherfucker drink beer and liquor all day long.
It's all because of racism. Marijuana
Absolutely.
was put down because too many black people and Latinos were using it. And they didn't like it. They don't like us having a good time, like us enjoying our lives. They don't like that shit.
That
It's
was on
intimidating.
All Bud, Robert Jones, All Bud, Wedding Crasher strain on All Bud. Sunday Driver is nice too. Sunday
It is
Driver is a
nice. It
great
is nice.
Sunday Driver is a great strain.
It is.
That is a great strain. A few more Freedmen families came to the Bruce's Beach community where they bought and built their own cottages by the sea. Nice. Nice. What's that, Sister Cosetta? What do you need us to share? What do you need us to share on that? At your service. So, are you a sports fan?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Kaepernick.
So I asked you, are you a sports fan? And you picked the one motherfucker who got kicked
Not
out the league
working.
for social justice.
Yeah. He was good.
Well, you see the game last night? You're like, yeah, I like that Kaepernick. Yeah.
He was good.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
Yep. But no, I do like sports. I enjoy the camaraderie,
Okay.
the work ethic. It's
Yeah.
amazing, and the physical exertion. It's powerful. It's empowering. It's so many things. It is the human experience.
So one of the things, and I'm not going to dig too deep into sports itself, but I want to hear your opinion on this. So the one sister that I think her last name is Felix, and I believe she was the one that when she got pregnant, Nike dropped her, and she went on to do her own shoe and everything like that. They when she came back, everybody's saluting her, right?
Yeah.
But we've only seen her and her baby. We saw her when she got pregnant because that's how she got dropped from Nike. And we saw her and the baby, and they're her and the baby and her, right?
Mm-hmm.
All through the Olympics and shit, they showing all these gay people that are partners that are co-Olympians.
Yeah.
Women, I don't think I saw a men couple, but I saw a couple women couples that were partners.
Oh yeah.
That are Olympians, right? They put that out there. They put the LGBTQIAP out there.
Yeah.
And they just kept showing Felix and her daughter, showing her walk on the track and everything with her daughter and everything, right? I'm like, okay, that's beautiful. That's some beautiful shit,
Right.
Turns out she's got a husband.
No. Where was he at?
They ain't never brought him up. They've always made it look like she's a single mom and she's doing all this on her own. Got a husband, blacker than the motherfucker. Blacker than the motherfucker. She got a husband.
Blacker than my dress. I believe it. I mean, they're always spreading that whole lie that we don't love each other, that black love does not exist, and all this stuff. There is no bigger love than black love.
But it was crazy to me because I'm like, they had plenty of time where they could have shown that brother, you know.
It wasn't what they wanted to push.
And I'm like,
Olympics is
damn.
propaganda like everything else.
Yeah. Bruce only see 14,000. That's all the Bruces got.
Oh, that's at the time, probably 19.
Bruce's family sought 70,000 for their 2 beachfront properties and 50,000 in damages. When was this? One's been a long time ago. Because that would have been shit.
They got millions. They ended up getting millions.
Okay.
Do I have to Google it?
Yeah, I don't know the history of that. And stuff like that needs to be talked about too, because we talked about having our land stolen from us and different things like that. And then they go on to make hundreds of millions of dollars on it. There's got to be some repayment for that too.
Right.
So what did we get it back? What about the money that you made on this shit? You need to be throwing that into an account too.
I agree.
We can do whatever we want to on our land, but you need to be throwing back because, you know, this was ours rightfully.
Right.
So there needs to be reparations with that. There should be. Reparations is repair. So you need to repair me for this piece of land here.
Yeah, they need some real serious fucking attorneys. They need some real fucking attorneys.
I've never even heard anybody doing anything with it. I mean, I'm a total novice on this shit, and I don't speak on shit so this is something I want to look at because I'm like, who's fighting for these people if they need to be fighting for how many years is this shit going on? I mean, if they don't give them nothing but a motherfucking, you know, $10 million a year, I think it's at least worth that.
They're gonna get breaded out. They are.
I would hope so. Don't let this shit go by because it's in
the millions. It's in the multi-millions.
Okay.
Tens of millions.
And they'll get the land.
Right.
Okay.
So that's my understanding.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm into shit being fair for people, you know. Oh, and you know, I just want to, you know, I'll take a left every now and then. Next Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I think I got it right.
Okay. Yep.
I'm going to be speaking at a city council meeting for the Peters and the Dollinger families. These young children, Andrea, they were chased home by 2 Caucasus female assailants.
KBs.
With tasers.
No.
Screaming nigger and nigger lover.
Okay. Typical.
13, 13, 13, 10, and 7.
That's when you learn.
Running for their life.
That's when you learn.
You a cold pimp. You're not even wavered by it. See, that's how I know you from Oakland. You're like, you're not even wavered by it. You're like, yeah, shit happens, dog.
That's when you learn.
I mean, you know. So
yeah. It's horrible. I mean, that's how white folks initiate us. We all get initiated. I have my initiation experiences. I remember being on the tetherball field and this little girl called me a nigger. It was the first time I was called a nigger. I was probably in the fourth grade. And so I proceeded to take the tetherball and rubbed it against her face. She had braces. She bled. I didn't get in trouble.
I mean, did they call it self-defense?
I think so. Nobody wanted to deal with it. They didn't want to deal with it.
Because they kind of knew the abuse that had been going on already?
Right.
Okay. Hold on one second. Sister Shannon say, here's LA County's plan to return Manhattan Beach.
Shannon is awesome.
She should
be the leader.
Will you be our leader, Sister Shanna? Will you be our
leader?
We need you. We need you.
Be our leader.
And we just fill it in with the Marlon Watsons, with the BTPs, with OG Otis. We have a whole we got a whole team. Yep. We got a whole team.
On, we need you.
Cause Shanna will dig up some shit like real quick. She's like our Florence Nightingale.
Shanna, you got where you went to school, girl.
Where you go to school, Sister Shanna?
Girl, she's educated.
She really is. She really is.
She really is. Sharp.
She's sharp.
That's sharp.
That girl got talent.
She can go in places. My father thinks I'm a complete loser.
And why is this?
Because I don't have a state job.
Oh, he's one of them.
He's one of those.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
You ain't got one of them good government jobs.
Good government job. Meanwhile, in my mind, I'm on track to make $1 million next year, right?
Right.
Okay.
You still ain't shit. You still ain't shit.
I ain't shit.
Don't say the state of California.
Get out of California, girl. Get out of California.
So, what did your father do? What did he do when he worked, or does he still work?
No. Oh, he was in the military for 25 years in communications. Okay. He will not discuss his work in the military with me.
He will not?
But when they need help around town, he comes out a little bit and helps them a little bit.
Why won't he discuss? Well, we ain't gonna move past that. You smooth with your shit. You was just like, he will not discuss his work with me. And you just kept moving. I'm like, wait a minute. So was he a killer? Do you think he was a killer?
I'm sure he killed in Vietnam.
Oh, okay. But you saying like he doesn't discuss it, like, so he wasn't like private ops or anything like that. He went to Nam and was he an officer or anything like that?
Sergeant first class. E7.
Okay. Is your father a marksman?
Not to my knowledge, but he might be.
Did he have a lot of guns?
I didn't see any. Okay. He might have had them.
Okay.
I'm sure he did. He lives on a farm.
You ever heard gunshots?
Tennessee. No. Very quiet around the Jones residence. Very quiet.
He might.
Yeah. Then he went on to raise cows.
He went on to what?
Raise cattle. Well, first he began his career at 5 picking cotton. Then, after the military, he raised some cows, and then he went on to work for the local school district. He's sitting on some nice pensions, but I'm not gonna see any of it. He doesn't like me
because he thinks you're a loser.
He thinks I'm a loser, and I'm batshit crazy.
Michael Jordan is a fucking loser. He's like, you're looking good smoking that cig. I'm in New York. 555 Freedmen. He is just he's uncontrollable. Born and raised in Berkeley High. Foundation in African American Studies. Okay. Yeah.
I saw it. Grad school. God damn it. Burning down the house.
It was a fucking roach and shit, I usually don't even smoke these motherfuckers that low, but I was trying not to.
Yeah, break.
To switch gears, but it's all good because another joint's probably another 10, 20 minutes. So, but I ain't been. Wait a minute. I got company. Boom, boom, boom. Nice.
My ex is in a fire.
Your ex was in a fire?
My ex is in a fire. The Monument Fire in Trinity County.
Really?
It's in a place called Junction City.
So are people still having to evacuate? They haven't gotten that thing under control?
Yeah, this is going to happen every year from now on. Why
can they not control fires and they know they're coming every single year around the same time?
It's climate change. You just can't control a fire. It's a fire. It's a fire.
It's a fire. It's a fire.
Fire. But yeah, no, these are, these territories. They're very wooded and intricate, and it's hard to get people all up in there.
So when I see them like spraying over the trees and all that shit, is that to prevent the fire, or are they trying to control what has already started? Like, because I thought that's
I think
what
they do both, but I'm not sure. I'm not a fire expert. I have a friend named Edie who is. I could look into that for you.
I'd like to talk to someone who knows about like forest fires and shit like that. Like,
I know a guy that works at the United States Forest Service. I could put you in touch with him.
Yeah, let's get him on, and let's get him on. Hold on a second. Sister Shannon's got, I see her shit pop up. I got to put never. Some of the fires are prompted to.
Yeah, you got the firebugs.
Okay.
We have our firebugs here.
So, if you start a fire and somebody dies in the fire, can you be tried for murder?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, because that right there, that's some crazy shit. So I didn't realize that people just out there just starting the fires, even though they know the fire is coming. I mean, what kind of motherfucker are you?
Evil. They're not Tauruses.
What do you get out of starting a fire that could potentially kill thousands?
I don't know. I don't know what goes through the mind of what do you call it? A pyro? Or a pyro. I don't know what goes through the mind of a pyro. Let's see. Wow, I didn't know they would have fire starters out there. Oh, yeah. We have our fire starters. They found even some people in the police department were starting, in the fire department were starting fires. They had one guy who was a chief starting fires, I believe, in California.
A fire chief?
Yes. One guy.
Wait a minute. So a fireman who is a fire chief was starting fires.
Yes, they found this one guy.
Hey, was he white?
His water wet.
Yeah. We don't need no marks like that.
No, we don't.
We don't need no marks. We get up high in some of these offices, and that just brings us right back down. Like, see, that's why we don't hire niggas. Be one motherfucker out of like a million motherfuckers, but one black person mess it up for everybody. No, so he's white. Good.
We can all breathe a sigh of relief about that shit.
Because that motherfucker right there, he's dangerous.
Dangerous. I know. Exactly.
He's dangerous. This motherfucker leads the firemen, and he out starting fires. If a motherfucker don't know how to start a fire, who know how to start a fire better than a fireman?
Thank you, sweetie. It was just bad.
I'm like, what the fuck? You the head motherfucker. A pyromaniac. That's what he is, Robert Jones. Yep. A motherfucking pyromaniac.
Pyromaniac.
With bars. with chief bars. I mean, this is some crazy shit, man.
Crazy shit. Yep. Due to the Freedmen media after finding out the fire starter was
Mazungu. Yeah, I don't see it spelled two ways. I don't know which way it's spelled. It don't matter. I still say Mazungu. This is a Law and Order episode. We can make, you know what? We need to make Black Law and Order episodes, but we're not gonna get none of the Tyler Perry writers and shit because they writers are horrible. He's been getting rolled about his fucking writers.
Well, the thing about it, he does most of the writing. He does all the writing.
He did that thing about the guy getting his prostate tickled.
I'm sorry, what?
Now you're not gonna act like that on here. That's what you're not gonna
Right.
do.
That's what I'm not gonna do.
She said, I'm sorry, what?
Prostate
so there was a line on one of his shows where the man said, well, you know I like this, you know I like this, and you know I like to have my prostate tickled.
Tyler was speaking from himself. You know he's gay all day. Oh my God. Why is this man?
Tiger's married. Ty says Tiger. Tyler's married though.
Who? His hand?
I thought it. Tyler.
Please.
Tyler's married.
Tyler.
Wait a minute though. Tyler got a kid.
I know, but this man is asexual from the beginning. I want my art to come from heterosexual men and women. I mean, I like gay people too in their art, but I'm just saying.
But you didn't see that episode? You didn't see that episode? Just look for that.
No.
Just look for Tyler Perry. I think if you do Tyler, I don't know. I've never looked it up. The shit was funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he got dragged for that shit because I think it said it was one of the ones that he did not write. I don't know for sure. Hold on a sec. Tyler. We laughed so damn long with this post. I don't know how you missed this one. Tyler Perry prostate. It's got to be.
I'm not surprised. He gay.
You see, I'm not here to debate that. Oh yeah, there it is. I better go to videos. So it was. Let me see if this is it. Tyler Perry goes viral after lead actor in show admits he likes his prostate tickled. Yeah, I mean, it was a fucking line in his shit, and I'm thinking to myself, so Tyler's got to know about this like before the shit gets filmed, right? And once it gets filmed, doesn't he do like a viewing and shit?
Right. No, he just didn't want to take responsibility. That's all.
Is that the actual video though?
Huh.
Oh yeah, this is it, but I don't share. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, whatever. Oh, okay, I can do a link. I am trying to send an attachment, but yeah, but I don't. It's not for some reason. It's not pasting. I don't know what that is. Yep, I just I just copied that link there. So I'm trying to put it in.
Okay.
Yeah. So modeling. Do you find yourself getting looked over in California because haven't they kind of gotten past black women? Like, don't they prefer more of the island-like look now?
Yeah, exotics are really in.
Exotic. I was looking for that name and I couldn't think of it. Exotic.
Exotics are really huge right now. Your
exotic
Ico type, your J-Lo type.
Okay, so why are they considered exotic? Do you know why that is?
Because they're from lands other than black and white lands. Or they're mixed black and white. They're just not typical black and white people. So therefore they're exotic.
Originating in or characteristics of a distant foreign country. Exotic.
Exotic. Okay.
Foreign, non-native, tropical, alien, imported, introduced, unnaturalized, far away, far off,
Yes, come on.
far flung, unfamiliar, distant, remote. This gets worse.
I know,
It's like, what
right?
the fuck?
Derogatory.
So, yeah. I mean, when I hear the term exotic, I'm thinking of something,
Like a snake or.
well, I guess it could be. Because they do come over here and don't advocate for us. I look at that as kind of snakish.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm a segue master. I can segue some shit. Yeah, if you want to talk about reptilian behavior.
Okay. Yeah, they're not anything but black. Anything but black. Black men are just obsessed with it right now. It's just a phase. I'm not tripping off of it. But
Yeah.
it's very California. It's very Hollywood. Very music industry. Yeah. It is what it is. But I don't know. Black men are really obsessed with their penises.
And is that black men's fault, or is that black men who we've been sexualized? Black men have been sexualized.
Yes, black men have been sexualized. However, I think black men have to take responsibility for falling for the okie doke every time. When it comes to messaging, they fall for all the messaging that's meant to tear us apart, tear the black family apart. And that messaging is that light skin's better, slanted eyes are better, limp dog-like hair is better.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they're falling for it, and
I got the link. I'm gonna share it in a second here.
Come around. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. So I want you to see this.
This pipe is looking really good.
It's hitting good?
I said my pipe is looking really good.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was hitting really good. Okay.
It's looking good.
That sounded like a line from like a porn movie. This pipe is looking really good. So.
I know, right? Or it's a Tarantino movie. I'm just waiting, Shannon.
All right, hold on a second.
Right,
Let me see if I got it. Let's see if I got it. Bam, bam.
It's not a game, Michael. It's real life. There are people's lives being destroyed because brothers want this pink.
All right, I'm sharing here. So here we go. Let's see if we can hear it. Gotta get some sound in there.
Let's just end this.
No, please.
No, let's end this.
Please.
I'm just too much for you. Me, my two dads. Me being in touch with my feminine side. My lace underwear. Hell, even me liking my prostate tickle.
Oh, Lord. Where did you find that?
It's on one of Tyler Perry's shows. It's on one of Tyler Perry's shows.
Since I got my feet.
Yeah.
That's real talk, some men do like that. I know some men that like that. I know some black men that like that. So real talk.
Hold on
I know some brothers that like that.
Okay, well, I ain't ask all that.
I didn't stop participating. I know some brothers that like that.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, I know more black men are married to black women, but we're talking about these black men in California.
Okay.
And I'm on the dating scene, so I know what they do.
So California is a different place.
It is. It's an island.
Okay, so I've known some brothers who have gone out to California.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem the same when they come back home. They seem a little moist.
Okay.
I mean, that's that culture out there a little bit.
Skinny jeans and pink clothes on men. Yeah. They moist.
But that doesn't necessarily make them gay.
No.
But they come back with that, okay, so like Florida back in the day, like the pastel colors and stuff like that.
Right.
That was a thing back in the day. Like they'll be like that now, but they don't really live that life. So what are they seeing that's making them open up, their
Feminine side?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking at your comments. I don't know. I think it's just a beautiful land. We're right here on the Pacific Ocean. I mean, you have everything here. You have mountains, you have snow, you have the beach, the ocean, rivers and lakes, and it's just so beautiful. Shannon.
Does that open up? Okay, so a man seeing that, does that open him up to different things to where because
I think it would, and the natural beauty, the beauty of the people, the beauty of the women, the beauty of the men. There are some really pretty men out here. You're competing with pretty men all the time in Cali.
I'm not competing with no man, and I'm not really calling no man pretty, so I'm not even worried about that.
Okay, well, I'm saying as a woman,
we're not going to sit here and judge that.
No, but I'm saying as a black woman,
right.
There's a lot of pretty black men out here.
Okay, well, okay, I understand. I get you. So, understanding that
it's a free to be you and me kind of state. You know
free
what I
to
mean?
be you and me kind of state.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has Marlo Thomas written all over it.
Has what?
Has Marlo Thomas written all over it.
I thought you said Marlo. What is Marlo Thomas famous for? Because I know the name, but I just, she's a white
that girl.
That girl. Yeah.
Her father was Danny Thomas, a Lebanese.
Right.
He founded St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. He did some good work. Yes, he did some good work.
I remember he was a good guy. He was a good guy in Hollywood.
He was a good guy. Yeah, he had a Danny Thomas show.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bigwig in Hollywood for a while.
Yeah, I remember him. I didn't know, and I never had the connection of him and Marlo and all that. I probably did it one time, just heard it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so in the 70s, she produced a show called Free to Be You and Me. And I caught it. I caught the book. I caught the show on video.
Oh, Marlo Thomas is married to Phil Donahue.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. I
remember the show she was on where they met.
Okay. What is she known
for? The Soldier was also on Donahue.
Louis Farrakhan was also on Donahue.
Indeed. And Rand was on Donahue.
Wow.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, Donahue did some things back in his day.
He did.
Yeah, we did.
Khalid Muhammad was on Donahue. Khalid.
Yeah. We were just talking about Khalid Muhammad.
What did you say about him?
You know what? I thought the brother was fucking a nail spitter. And I just knew he would never elevate because he was unapologetically black. He was like, he didn't give a fuck. He'd get right on national television. You crackers? I'm like, what?
I know, right?
He was just, and I think I wasn't around for the, years of Elijah Muhammad, but I think he spoke more from Elijah Muhammad's spirit than anybody did. He was unapologetically black.
Yeah.
Not that Farrakhan's not.
Right.
But you don't really see dark-skinned NOIs elevate. Most NOIs
are light
that get elevated, they're light-skinned. And I don't know if that's, prerequisite. Yeah, or it's institutional. They probably wouldn't want to hear that it's institutional because they're anti and it's institution like that. But my thing is, why is it? I've never seen like a dark-skinned, elevated NOI member. Everybody's light-skinned. I went to school with, one of the higher ups now, Dr. Wesley. And yeah, I went to high school with him and played football with him and whatnot.
What was he like?
He definitely wasn't like he is now. If I had to speak it in Dr. Wesley's dialect, he was a backslider.
Oh,
He was a backslider. But no, he actually had a girlfriend. I remember him having a girlfriend, pretty serious girlfriend, in high school.
Okay.
They were pretty inseparable, so that was a good thing for him. And good dresser. He was I remember him being a good, yeah, he was a snazzy dresser. And he had good hair. He had good hair. So he had his waves going, he had his waves going. Yeah. So he had that good hair. So what do you say? Ayn Rand who's Ayn Rand?
She wrote The Fountainhead. She was a proponent of, who did you say? Yeah, Ayn Rand. Ayn. Ayn Rand. She wrote The Fountainhead and some other books that people like to follow her behind. She was a worshiper of the dollar bill, capitalism. She worshipped the money. I consider her to be somewhat of a devil worshiper.
Really?
I do. She's a devil worshiper. And she doesn't believe in the importance of people and the importance of Black people. I think she believed in eugenics, which is the population control of Black and brown people, particularly Black people. Yeah. I read one of her books. I read a lot of books. Huh? What's wrong, Frida? Huh? I hate the huh. That's what men say to you.
I don't know, and that could be because sometimes the comments be getting caught up, and that could be from 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
She was Jew as well.
Because I was lost about 20 minutes ago.
yeah. And Frida's laughing because she's like,
oh, she was a Jew. Yeah, that makes sense.
So she didn't like us?
No, she didn't like us. Nobody likes us. Don't you know, Shannon? Nobody likes us. We're all alone in the world.
Yeah, I've come to learn that. We have, I get it.
all we have.
That's why I say I don't need no friends. I need allies. If you're not an ally,
when did they get divorced? Let me check this out. Donahue and Marlo. I don't think they're divorced. I would have heard that shit. Marlo.
Leave Ann Brown out of this. Oh boy.
Me and Mrs. Jordan, your sweetheart. No, they are not divorced. They're just talking about Marlo Thomas and Phil Donahue, love, marriage, and quarantine. Married in 1980. They just wrote a piece, knows what makes a marriage last. They're not divorced. Why are you spreading lies? I apologize. No, I'm just kidding. They just did a piece for AARP, for God's sakes. Married 28 years. We didn't start the fire. Me and Mrs. Jones.
He's put that on there. He's put that on there like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know if you caught it the other time. They got it singing. Should I have added singer into the bio too?
No, I don't sing, but I can take a picture, Michael.
So you can. Would you? Oh, Michael, she was talking to you. I think I talked over. Would you tell Michael what you said again?
Oh, what I said? Oh, so send me a picture, Michael. Oh, and I'm a indomitable flirt. That's another one of my my jobs, apparently. Part-time sex symbol.
Professional flirt.
Yup.
All right, Michael Jordan. So Michael just gave you his digits. And
he did. It was Freedmen. Call me, baby. Ow. That's not your number. 555. Every movie line. 555. You're hilarious, Michael. Oh, is it Titty Tuesday? What's today?
Is it Tuesday?
Is it today?
Yeah, I think it is Tuesday.
Oh,
it is
shit.
Tuesday.
I got to get on my game.
It is
I got
Tuesday.
things to do later. It's today, Tuesday.
We're doing tacos.
Tuesday.
We're doing tacos today, Ray?
Yeah, it's taco Tuesday. Yeah. But it's also
we're doing tacos today. All right.
I'm gonna eat some tacos. I'm part Mexican.
See, I thought you were Freedmen. See, now you're part Mexican. All right, we got to go. Now we got to check her paperwork, y'all. She got all the way to the end of the conversation, and then she said, "I'm part Mexican." See, now we know. We done got Mark Lamont Jones here. And all the truth came out. We held on for 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 30 seconds, and then finally the truth came out.
Well,
that's how we got to grill them.
My father was half Mexican.
Your mother's father was half Mexican?
Yes.
So your mother is a quarter Mexican?
Yes.
So you are an eighth Mexican.
No, I'm a 16th Mexican.
If your mother was a quarter Mexican,
that makes me a 16th. I swear it.
I thought you have it.
I don't know.
you came out so strong with your argument. You're like, you square it. I was like, I thought you have it. You're like, oh, I don't know.
We're just having
all right. That right there. The Freedmen After Dark Hotline. What time tonight? Y'all figure that out on Facebook.
I heard that.
Figure that out on Facebook. DM her, dog.
DM the dog.
All right. Andrea Jones. Andrea Jones. I just looked at the name. I was like, Andrea.
Actually, it's Andrea. There's a third way to say it.
But you told me Andrea.
Andrea. Like Anne.
Andrea. But it's not Andrea.
Hell no.
Okay. Andrea Nicole Jones, I appreciate you coming on today. Had fun. We'll get a structured topic to talk about and break that down. Just totally, break that down. But much success to you in all of your endeavors. And now that we know that you're part Mexican, I know you're part Haitian because you got all these goddamn jobs. But just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you're Irish too?
Irish too.
Oh boy.
My great grandfather was half Irish.
You're kind of a mutt. You're actually kind of a mutt. I was really gonna try to get out of here thinking that you were a Freedman, but you turned more into a mutt.
I am. I'm Lagos all the way, dude.
You're a muddy Freedman. I got you. But let's link soon, and you take care of yourself. All right.
Thank you so much.
Flatland Diva. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
All right, sir. Bye-bye.